Sanje Joda Zoge Jonamla Janju Bardo Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Chinso Kebe Sonam Loda Venje Sanje Nubare Jo Sanje Joda Zoge Jonamla Janju Bardo Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Chinso Kebe Sonam Ge Loda Venje Sanje Nubare Jo Sanje Joda Zoge Jonam Noi Janju Bardo Dane Gyapsu Che Dage Jinso Gebe Sonam Tola Benje Sanje Lubare Sho. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha. Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Tesham Dathagato Yavatat Tesham Chayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahashramanaye Swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well as taught by the Great Seer. Deyatha Om Gade Gade Paragade Parasamgade Bodhiswatyatha Om Gade Gade Paragade Parasamgade Bodhiswatyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgade Bodhiswatyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Okay, since this teaching on the Mahamoudra is extremely precious and also very important, we need a sound foundation. For that matter, what we do is that we'll always, for this teaching, we'll read the foundation for the good qualities, which is the roadmap. In English, it's on page 42. Okay, as we recite this, as we read this, imagine that all the Buddhas bodhisattvas are there with us, and your parents,
microphone.
Yes.
It's okay for you?
So blessings opposite.
Like that?
Like this, yes. And also, yes. Is better now?
Okay.
Better? Okay. And as you recite this and you read this, reinforce visualizing all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in the space in front of us, so loving, caring, embracing. And your two parents, your children, all the sentient beings around you, with so much love and affection. And imagine that you are taking the responsibility to take all the beings through this road map of the foundation of all good qualities to the Buddhahood. The foundation of all good qualities is a kind and perfect Guru. Correct devotion to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly day and night takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After that, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtues and non-virtues come or follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is a door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great cushion arise. The root of the teaching is keeping the Brahma Moksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I fall into this samsara, so follow my Dhamma created beings. Please bless me to see this train in Supreme Bodhicitta and bear the responsibility to free my creatory beings. Even if I've developed Bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I'll not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the Bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I've pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyze the meaning of reality, please bless me to genuinely accumulate with me in my mind stream the unified path of Kamavada spiritual insight. Having become a pure vessel by training the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gate of the fortunate ones, the Supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I've become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pleasure my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, essence Vajrayana, by blessing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who showed the noble path and the spiritual friends who have practiced their long lives, please bless me to pacify completely all out and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may enjoy the magnificent Dharma by completing the qualities and stages of the path, may quickly attain the spirit of Guru Buddha. Let us recite the short mantala. Let us wholeheartedly offer this mantra to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, invoking their blessings. On this ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru. Okay. You got it? Page English, page 40. English page 40, mantle offering. Okay. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with the Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field on offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. Tam Re Ram Ne Je Nyen De Gyam Ba De San Ye Shen Do Me De Do Ba Yin Chogun Nam Chobaraijo. The fourth Dhamma is Venerable Kambupa. May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the Dharma. May I be blessed that my Dharma practices on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is free of flaws. May I be blessed that flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The four Dhammas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. Becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps into existence, please bless me with genuine renunciation, seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind overflows with the precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Idam Guru Rana Mandalagam Nirateyami. Okay. Before we do anything, what we need to have in our mind is what are your aspirations? What do you want? What do you want? This is the point. And yes, once in a while it's going to be interactive, the session, where I may ask some questions to you. You can give me some answers. So this is what we need to. So whatever we're learning, we try to get conviction. That's very important. To get conviction, you must be actively involved in this. Sometimes to deliberately make you actively involved, I may ask you questions. So you be a part of it. And it's not that everybody will get a chance to give answers, but in your mind you have to give the answers so that it keeps you active. Your mind is being activated, and then it keeps growing. That's very important. So the first thing that we need to keep in mind is that what am I really looking for? In other words, what's the meaning of your life? What's the meaning of life? What's the purpose of life? What I'm looking for. I took birth on this earth to our two parents in this particular place. So what's the purpose of my existence? This question. Anybody who wants to give the answer? What's the purpose of your life?
C'est trouver le bonheur définitif et prendre avec nous tout ce qu'on aime. Et amener avec nous tout ce qu'on aime. Ce bonheur définitif.
D'y amener avec nous tout ce qu'on aime.
So we are looking for definitive, everlasting happiness, ultimate happiness, and to bring with us all our beloved ones.
Okay. Okay, so while others give answers, please make it a point that you also listen to this and see if it makes sense to you. So while you say, oh, that makes sense, or it resonates with my answer, so either you are being the confidence builds up, or that you have a new learning. Okay, Dominic.
Un sens à notre vie et faire en sorte que notre bonheur déteigne sur les autres.
So we need to give a purpose in our life and to make sure that it can be useful for others.
Okay, so Anna is there. Anna, you speak French? You understand French? You understand French? Okay, so what I'm saying this is those people who are heavily dependent on English, because that when Jimbala, when he translates into English, you may not hear at the back, so in which case you can come some way closer. So, but whereas if you understand French, this is best. Okay. So what did Dhamma say?
She said that we have to give a purpose in our life, and it has to be useful for others.
Okay, good. Oh, yes, the Monique.
Soulager la souffrance des êtres qui nous sont chers.
To soothe or how you say alleviate the suffering of the loved ones.
Okay, good. Okay, anyone else? Okay. So basically, this is, even to hear these words, to alleviate the suffering of others, to alleviate the suffering of near and dear ones, and to give meaning to your life, to look for ultimate happiness and so forth. These are so precious. Believe it or not, in this world, 99% of the people don't even hear these words. It's all about, how to destroy the neighbor, how to destroy my enemy. It's all about this, how to fight with the family. So this is so precious. Okay. So what I'm saying is that see, you have to first begin from there before we go through this, the Tantra, Mahamoudra and so forth. First we have to begin with, what am I seeking? This is it. Okay. Some people may be seeking, let's say, the money. Some people may be seeking wealth. Some people may be seeking power. Some people may be seeking, the authority and so forth. So, or some people may be seeking adventures. They may be very different answers, but they will all boil down to one thing. They all seek happiness. Why you need wealth, why you need power, why you need good family, why you need this, that and so forth, you realize that I feel happy. I'm seeking happiness. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Okay. Okay. So this is one thing. And also that there's so much of fear in our life. Misery is there. For example, the fear of COVID-19. We also want to get into the fears. There's one thing. And we want to embrace happiness. So, tell me, who is that person who likes to get rid of miseries and to embrace happiness? Just tell me, who are these? Boys or the females? Males and the females? Huh? Males or the females? Both. French or non-French? Both. Buddhist, non-Buddhist. Believers, non-believers. Everyone, this is reality. This is right. Everybody seeks to get rid of miseries and to have the maximum happiness. And what is the level of suffering the French people wants to get rid of? 10% or 50%? 100%. If possible, 100%. And who is that? French or non-French? All, male, female, all. So likewise, happiness. What is the degree of happiness French people are seeking? 10 or 50 or 100? If possible, 100%. This is a reality. Let's not forget this. These are the basic, the things people share. In other words, seeking to get rid of all the miseries and to embrace the maximum happiness. The next question. Is it possible? This question. So Charles Darwin said it's not possible. Whereas the Buddha said it is possible. So Charles Darwin said no. Because you have your basic instincts, fear, anxiety. You cannot get rid of fear. You cannot get rid of, you cannot get rid of your attachment. You cannot get rid of your anger. Because these are required for your survival. Without this, you cannot survive. You need the attachment to gather the conducive factors for your survival. You need anger to get rid of all the non-conducive factors to your survival. You need fear to run away from the fear of tiger, elephant, and so forth. If you don't have the fear, you will not run away. Then the tiger, elephant, lions, they can easily eat you up. And your species simply stops. The whole purpose of life is to continue the species. This is what Charles Darwin said. Whereas for Buddha is very different. Whole purpose of life is not just to continue the species. Is for you to experience what you want. You want total total freedom from miseries, and the maximum happiness. This is what you want. That is your goal. It's not just to continue species for Buddha. So, the question is that achievable? Buddha said 100% is achievable. It's 100% achievable. How do we know this? We all have the Buddha nature. Let's not forget it. We know that we have this Buddha nature. And if this Buddha nature becomes manifest, that is Mahamoudra. If this Buddha nature within us, if that is manifest fully, that is a Mahamudra. Okay, so what is this Buddha nature like? First we have to know what it is, and then we have to go deeper. And meanwhile, as we explain this, we also need to learn the psychology, the Buddhist psychology, how the mind works. When you fall asleep, what is the mind doing? When you become tired, what is your mind doing? And when your mind is very fresh, what your mind is doing? And when you see somebody who you like, how your mind reacts. When you see somebody who you don't like, how your mind reacts. Just see, so the workings of the mind. This is so important. Be very observant of your own mind. That's one thing. Then on the other side, we try to look at the ultimate reality of the mind, the true nature of this mind. So where the one is how the mind behaves, in terms of how the mind behaves, and let it become more natural. Eventually it becomes assume a more natural form. And this is how the mind behaves in the form of clear light. Then they say this is a conventional true nature of the mind, where the mind manifests its true nature, where many of the people, even many of the teachers think that when the true nature of your mind, clear light nature of the mind manifests through the meditative techniques, you think that this is Mahamoudra. This is only half story. It's not a full story. Where the clear light nature of the mind manifests, this is just half story of the Mahamoudra. It's not a full story. Because this alone, manifesting this clear light mind, this alone does not have that capacity to eradicate your mental defilements. It's a very powerful tool. Very powerful tool, but it requires another factor, to see the reality, because the mental defilements, they are rooted in ignorance. To get into ignorance, we need to see the reality, and to see the reality, that's objective reality. That's the objective clear light. So for that matter, that we need, these factors. So in other words, what I'm saying is that we have to first begin by saying, what do you seek? What do you seek? So we seek infinite happiness, and we seek total fearlessness. And can we achieve that? Answer is yes, is what the Buddha said. And this seed that we have is known as Buddha nature. So in this context, the concept of Buddha nature must become very clear to us if you want to know what is Mahamudra. So in this connection, I'd like to give you first of all, give you a very simple example, and then on that basis, we will give some other examples given by Mahamoudra. Okay, our mind. When you look at the mind, we see that when you see some people who you don't like, how the mind reacts, feels a little disturbed. How many agree with me, raise hands? Feels disturbed and agitated. This is not your true nature. And when you like somebody, again the mind takes a very different form. And when that becomes, they will say in the winter, when they're so gloomy, short day, long night, wet, gloomy, how does the mind behave? Instead, the mind feels so foggy, low, heavy. Then in the summer, spring,
then it's so beautiful, the sun shines, day starts to become longer, and then the weather becomes dry, your mind feels uplifted. How many agree with me in a sense? May I agree or not agree? You agree?
Sometimes, not totally.
Okay.
But you can be happy also when it's stormy.
Are you sure? That's interesting. Okay. So I need to learn from you. Okay. This is how our mind behaves. How the mind behaves according to the situation of the outside. Is that your true nature? No. So this all the mind is being pulled and pushed by the factors, external factors. Then the question of what's the true nature of the mind? If these factors are not there, how will the mind just behave in its natural form? That is extremely beautiful. If the mind is not affected by the external factors, how does the mind behave? It's extremely beautiful. Extremely is so clean, so pure. If it's not affected by external factors. Okay. So when I say it's so clean, so pure, you may still not get a clear picture as to what it means. Don't worry. And after that, then we have to explain what is mind. What's the mind? And how to see that. So these are things to be explored one by one. So we see that when you become a little agitated, when you become sad or excited, these are not your true nature. Your true nature is beyond these. It's extremely beautiful. Extremely beautiful when it really is not affected, when it assumes a state where not affected by the external factors. It's extremely beautiful. In other words, say full of radiance there, full of radiance, full of compassion, and full of wisdom, and full of power. This is what it is. So one analogy given by Aranagarjuna is that the true nature of mind. The analogy given is that, say, that there is the inner room. So you want to read books, and you ask me where should I go. I tell you, go to room A. Room A, there is a light there. Room B, there is a light there. But it's fine. You can go to room A. You go there, and you don't see any light there. And you come to me. There's no light. I said, no, there's light. And you said, there's no light. And I asked you, did you see a vase there? Did you see a picture? Like a picture put upside down. Do you see a picture there? Yes, there was a picture there. The light is inside that. The light is not visible because it was blocked by the picture. This example was given by Aranagarjuna. So, and you don't have to trust me. You still ask me, how do you know that there's light inside the picture? Okay, your mind. Is it, say, so beautiful, 24 hours, so bright, happy? Is it like this or it's not? It's not. It's not. Which means that our mind is like say, when you see this room, dark. But the room has a picture there. Inside the picture there's a light. Inside the picture there's a light there. So this dark thing that you see is like how you see your mind now. And there's a picture there. What's the picture? The mental defilements. And this picture, what's inside there, there's a light. With this mental defilement, these mental defilements, they block the light inside, the true nature of your Mahamoudra. That is blocked within us. So how do you know that? How do you know there's a light inside the picture? So Aranagarjuna said, say first punch a hole from any direction. Punch a hole to this picture, which is put upside down. Punch a hole. You punch a hole, what happens? The light from inside will beam forth from that hole. the light will come out. But still you may be a little apprehensive. Okay, it may be accidental, there's one light there, but how come that there's a very bright light? Buddha nature. Okay, then what do? Break the vase. Break the vase, and the light inside will beam forth in all 10 directions. That's your Buddha nature. That is Mahamoudra. So, you have to break the vase. What is that vase metaphor for? The vase is a metaphor for your mental defilements. Remove the mental defilements, and the Buddha nature inside will simply shine forth in all 10 directions without any the obstacle, without any obstruction. It'll beam forth in all 10 directions. That is the Mahamoudra. Okay. So the one example which is so important for us to know is that, let's say that is very hot, extremely hot, and we take let's say somebody takes a dirty water from the sewage or a dirty river. Okay, some of you who attended my teaching the last the early 2 years, and then the last teaching. So you are familiar with this concept, extremely important. Don't, simply because that you heard it several times, doesn't mean that you underestimate this. Don't underestimate that. This is so important. But this metaphor, you try to apply to this mind, and you will gain conviction in that you also have the Buddha nature. This is so precious. So this dirty water, you're very thirsty, and there's no other choice. Only this water is available. You like drink this water? You will say no. No, why not? It's very dirty. Okay. So what we do is that we subject this water to a purification process. Let's say ultrafiltration, reverse osmosis. Through these processes, we purify this water, and it becomes so clean. All the drinking water that we get from the market, from the shops, they all go through this purification process. So what you're getting now is exactly the same as the water that you get from the shops. You want to drink it? Yes. Why? So clean. Okay. So tell me, this clean water came from where? This clean water came from where? From Mount Everest, Mount Kailash, or from the dirty water? Anyone? Raise hands. This clean water came from where? Just raise hand. Okay. Virginia?
From the very dirty water from the river.
From the same dirty water, from the same dirty river. How many agree with Virginia raise hands? Yes, from the same dirty water. Right? Okay, now let's not forget this. For example, with this we see that this dirty water, however dirty the water is, when you say through purification process, the clean water came out. You don't have to bring clean water from Mount Everest. Just remove the dirt, and the purity comes out. Now let's say oftentimes we have the Buddha statues made of brass. Buddha statue made of brass. You know brass? The yellow material. Here, maybe, I don't know whether this is made of brass or this is the clay. Maybe clay. Okay, plaster. Okay, let's say the made of brass, yellow material, yellow metal. There's a brass, yellow metal, and I want the golden Buddha statue. Then what do? You have to like purifying the water. You have to remove the brass, which is not the golden, which is not gold. So you remove the brass. What happens? What happened when you remove the brass? Huh? Yes, nothing will be left. The statue will disappear. Right? Okay. This is extremely important. On the one hand, we have the dirty water, remove the dirt, and the water became very clean. Water did not disappear. Instead of the water disappearing, water became so clean. And the clean water we did not bring from anywhere else. Just remove the dirt and the purity came out. Whereas a brass statue, remove the brass, and instead of the brass statue becoming gold statue, the statue disappeared. What's the difference? Why there's a difference there? With the water, instead of water disappearing, water became very clean. For the brass statue, instead of brass statue becoming gold, the statue disappeared. Why? Anyone? Raise hands. Raise hands. Raise hands. Ok, Cyril.
C'est parce que en fait, l'or n'est pas dans la nature de la statue. Because gold is not in the nature of the statue. Because gold is not in the nature of the statue.
With the water?
Alors que l'eau, c'est notre nature. For the water, it's in its very nature.
Okay. How many agree with Cyril? Raise hands. How many agree with Cyril? Raise hands. Raise hands. Raise hands. Okay. Virginie, you agree? Maya? Yes? Unique?
I'm not sure I followed everything, that's fine.
Huh?
I'm not sure I followed just before, that's fine.
Okay. Did you follow the question?
Sorry?
Did you follow the question?
I'm not sure.
Okay. The question, I'll repeat it. This is very important. Right? Okay, you are listening to Vietnamese? No. French? Why I'm talking Vietnamese is because that just before coming here I was talking to a Vietnamese person who was going through stress. Okay, so are you listening to the French or in English? You're listening in English. Okay, so the question that I'm asking is that with the dirty water, you remove the dirt. Remove the dirt, then instead of water disappearing, the water becomes clean. You agree? Good. For the brass Buddha statue, you try to make it gold. For that matter, like the dirty water, remove the dirt. So for the brass Buddha statue, to try to make it a gold Buddha statue, you remove the brass, and instead of becoming gold, the statue disappeared. With the water did not disappear, but water became very clean. For the statue did not become gold, but the statue disappeared. So why, in the case of water, why the water did not disappear, instead of water becomes very clean? For the statue, why the statue didn't become gold, instead the statue disappeared? Why? This is a question. Okay. You follow the question now? Good. Okay, anyone else who likes to give answer? Anyone else? So Sirius also give an answer. Okay, Evelyn.
Dans l'eau boueuse, la nature de l'équilibre existe déjà, alors que dans la statue, l'or n'est pas un composant de la statue. Donc en purifiant et en enlevant le cuivre, on ne peut pas trouver d'or.
So the nature of clear water is in the muddy water, is inside the muddy water, but the gold is not in the nature of the brass statue.
Okay, how many agree with Cyril and Evelyn? Raise hands. Okay, Cyril, you agree with Cyril? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so good. So, okay, Vionik, you agree with two of them or not? You agree, good. So let's say that the answer that two of them gave is exactly what Acharya Dharmakirti, a 7th century great Buddhist master, said in his text, Pramana Vartika. he said that Semgi Rangshi Ueselwa Tima Namni Luprua. And this is in Tibetan. In English, true nature of the mind is clear light. True nature of the mind is clear light. The mental defilements are adventitious. I'll explain. Let me repeat it. What Acharya Dharmakirti said in his text, Pramana Vartika, is that the true nature of your mind is clear light. The mental defilements are adventitious. The true nature of the mind is clear light means that the way two of them said that the water, you remove the dirt, then the true nature, which is very pure, purity comes out. So however dirty the water is, the dirt is not the true nature of the water. Remove the dirt, then the true nature is hiding behind it. True nature, moment the dirt is removed, the true nature comes out. What is that? The purity. So, our mind is like the dirty water. Our mind is not like the brass Buddha statue. It's like the dirty water. However dirty our mind is, like the dirty water, the true nature of mind is so pure. Remove the dirt and the purity manifests. Remove the dirt from the water, the pure water comes out. How many of you agree with this presence? With the dirty water? Yes. This is exactly the case with your mind. Remove the mental dirt and the purity comes out. Remove the anger, compassion manifests. Remove ignorance, wisdom manifests. And remove our weakness, cowardice. What's English? Cowardice. Okay. So remove the cowardice and the courage manifests. Remove ignorance, wisdom manifests. Remove anger, compassion manifests. So this is already there in the form of seeds within you. They're already there. Hiding. Hiding means as well as they're hiding. No, they're obscured. These qualities obscure. For example, purity of the water. With the dirty water, the purity of the water is there, but it's obscured by the stains, water pollutants. Water pollutants. So these water pollutants, they are not the true nature of the water. Water pollutants, they are not the true nature of the water. How do you know that? True nature of water is very different, which is not visible. Remove the adventitious nature, which are not the nature of the water, which is not true nature, is not known as adventitious natures. Let me repeat it. The nature of the water, which is not the true nature of the water, is not that known as adventitious nature of the mind, nature of the water. So dirt, water dirt, the pollutants, remove them, then the true nature manifests, which means that dirt is not the true nature. But the dirt took the nature of the water. Oh, water is very dirty. But it's not the true nature. So therefore, the water pollutants are known as the adventitious nature of the water. So likewise, our mind, true nature of mind is so beautiful but not visible, because the mental dirt, they obscure our true nature. These mental dirts, like what? Like mental dirts like anyone? What are the mental dirts like? Mental dirts like what? Anyone? Anger, afflictions, jealousy, covetousness, self-cherishing, attachment, ignorance, self-grasping. Is there anybody who likes to make it very comprehensive?
Gross afflictions.
Huh? Gross afflictions.
Les vues fausses.
Wrong views. Still, it's not comprehensive. Can you give me something very comprehensive? Yes. Okay. This is a complete story of the mental defilements. Huh? Huh? Yes. Afflictive obscurations and the cognitive obscurations. This mental defilement is of two kinds: the gross and the subtle. The gross one is known as afflictive obscurations. It is like let's say I don't eat garlic. Somebody smashed garlic in my mug. And I said, oh no, I don't eat any garlic, so how come who smashed garlic in my mug? Then you went up, you said, I'm very sorry, I did it. You remove the garlic. You remove the garlic. You wash it so well. Is there any solid garlic there? No solid garlic. Smell it. It still smells garlic. So we see that with this, what stains this mug, there are two. The solid garlic and the smell of the garlic. Solid garlic, these two metaphors in a mind, we see that mental defilements, there are two. One is like the solid garlic are mental defilements. Other is the smell of the garlic are mental defilements. There are two. The solid garlic mental defilements is known as afflictive obscurations. Afflictive obscurations. Solid garlic mental defilements, very solid one. This is known as afflictive obscurations. The smell of the garlic mental defilements is known as cognitive obscurations. So, the afflictive obscurations, which is like the solid garlic mental defilements, and this, what does it do? It stops you from achieving nirvana. In secular terms, it stops you from achieving fearlessness. The solid garlic mental defilements stops you from achieving fearlessness. While we all seek fearlessness, we all seek to get rid of all the miseries. But the solid garlic mental defilements, referred to as the afflictive obscurations, they stop us from achieving that. And the subtle smell of the garlic mental defilements, also referred to as the cognitive obscurations. Cognitive obscurations. They stop us from attaining full enlightenment, Buddhahood. They stop us in secular terms. It stops us from attaining the infinite happiness. In Dharma terms, it stops us from attaining Buddhahood. You're getting it? Okay. So now from this we come to get some kind of clue that a mind, if it's like the water, then you remove the dirt and the purity comes out. Likewise, a mind, if it is like water, remove the mental defilements, then the purity of the mind will come out. Okay, how many you can now imagine a little bit, presents? Oh, my mind also. If I remove the mental dirt, then the purity comes out. Presents. Very good. So, this purity is known as Mahamoudra. That purity, where all the mental defilements are gone, that is a Mahamoudra. Okay. So for this, to go to that extent, what exactly is this Mahamoudra? Right? What exactly is the Mahamoudra? First, we have to know all these basics. If you don't know these basics, just say without the foundations, if you keep stacking the more and more stories, it'll collapse. It'll be of no use. Instead, harmful to us. So, to create the ground, to know the ground is so important. Okay, now anybody who would like to tell us, I give the metaphor for the afflictive obscurations as the solid garlic-like mental defilements. So, what do you think are the examples of solid garlic-like mental defilements referred to as the afflictive obscurations? What example do you have of the afflictive obscurations? Anybody? Very quick. Afflictive obscurations. What examples do you have? Raise hands. Yes, Ben? Anger.
Fear.
Yes. Fear. Attachment. Jealousy.
Hate.
Yes. Hate, hatred. Laziness.
Bad talk. Bad speech.
Okay, bad speech, yes. Okay. Is there anybody who can give me a very comprehensive answer? So these are all individual examples, illustrations. Can we, like what Venerable Ginzala gave earlier, can we give? Yes? Quantum karmas?
And afflictions.
Very good. Contaminous karmas and afflictions. Is there anybody who would like to still give a little fine tuning? Yes, Cyril?
Emotions which are negative emotions.
So negative emotions all fall under afflictions.
Affliction.
Yes, afflictions. So Ajay Kesana said, contaminated karmas and afflictions. So is there anybody who likes to give a fine tuning? The last, the fine touch, right? For example, the chef. Okay, now I leave it to you. You have to tell us what is the, just tell us something very comprehensive from scratch.
That was from scratch.
No, tell me what.
Contaminated karmas and their active seeds, as well as afflictions.
Good. Okay. I still want someone to polish a little bit. How do you say this? Say it again, repeat it. What you said.
Contaminated karmas and their active seeds, as well as afflictions.
Okay. And so, you happy, not happy? I'm not too happy. Happy? So. Okay, look, your classmate is saying so. Not classmate, your senior. Right? Senior. Classmates. Two of your classmates? NDC 2?
Yes.
NDC 2? Oh. So she said so. Okay, here, Thomas. Self-grasping ignorance. Oh, that's interesting. Where does it fall? It falls under affliction. Okay, the Mary.
Je dirais les 10 non-vertus.
10 negativities.
Or 10 negative karmas, 10 non-virtuous actions. They fall under the karma, contaminated karmas. Okay, the Christian.
All pervasive compounded suffering.
All pervasive. Oh, that's interesting. Where does it fall? It is fall in which category?
Friends.
Huh? Okay. It falls under the category of the karmas affliction both.
Self-cherishing and self-cherishing.
Okay, self-cherishing. This is okay. Cyril, yes.
Maybe it's the idea that self exists independently.
Okay, there is self-grasping ignorance. So, which the Thomas said, the self-grasping ignorance, which apprehends the self to be existing as truly. That self-grasping ignorance, it falls under afflictions. Okay, last fine-tuning. I need somebody who can fine-tune a little bit. Okay, Guyen. Fine-tuning. Okay, no, you said in your own ways. Tell me, what causes? Tell me what is in a comprehensive form. What constitutes the afflictive obscurations? Yes, Guillaume. Okay, here, the François.
Bondage?
Okay, bondage. Yes, to the cause of suffering.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Karma and affliction?
Okay, so that's already said by somebody.
The seed of affliction. The seed of affliction that can give rise to new affliction.
Okay, now you put it in your own words. I'll give it from the scratch. Tell me.
Karma, affliction, and their seed. Karma, affliction, and their seed.
Okay. Ben, you already gave the answer, right? You did not. Okay, Ben, tell me.
Contaminated karmas, afflictions, and the corresponding active seeds.
Okay, and Sophie is so happy. Wow, what Ben said is perfectly right? Okay, so what the Venerable Gonzalo said is, what's the problem? What did you say?
Maybe I didn't say contaminated.
Yes. So you're so good at saying contaminant always, and today you missed that. Okay, Cyril. Craving. That's true. Craving. Where does it fall? Craving falls under affliction. Okay. So this is what I meant by comprehensive. Craving falls under afflictions. And then the self-grasping ignorance falls under afflictions. You're getting it? So comprehensively speaking, there are three. Contaminated karmas and afflictions and their respective active seeds. Okay. But some teachers, even very standard teachers, really very thorough in the Buddhist the teachings, the extremely respected teachers, they may very casually say the karmas and afflictions. There's nothing wrong in it, so we have to work with the fine tunings. You're getting it? Okay. Now, so this is the afflictive obscurations. Now, the next question. What constitutes the cognitive obscurations? Anyone?
Ignorance.
Ignorance. Ignorance falls under what? Afflictive or cognitive obscurations?
It's about the fact that we see reality in the wrong way.
Okay, the misconceiving the reality in the wrong way. Falls under which category? Afflictive obscurations, cognitive obscurations. Anyone? Afflictive. Afflictive. Okay, what constitutes the cognitive obscurations? Okay, here, François.
The imprint left by the view of the self together with the appearance of true existence?
The imprint left by the active imprints.
Yes.
Active imprint left by the self-grasping ignorance and the appearance of the true existence. Okay, let's say active imprints left by the self-grasping ignorance. Is this cognitive or afflictive? Anyone? Laura is saying afflictive. Mary? Okay, my question to you is active imprints of the self-grasping ignorance. It is afflictive obscuration or cognitive obscuration? Cognitive. Okay, how many of you say cognitive? How many say afflictive? Okay.
There's two types.
Like what? How?
There's the imprints of ignorance that gives rise to new ignorance, and other active imprint that gives rise to the appearance of ignorant existence. So there's two types. I don't know what you call active in general. I've never heard this terminology, active. So.
Okay. So basically, say afflictions. So in fact, you also said it. The karmas and afflictions and the active seeds.
Yeah. Here I was saying seed.
You want to see the seed.
Yeah, I mean I'm used to say seed for the one who produces.
Okay, so therefore I told you I'll leave it to you. You have to tell me. Don't copy somebody else.
So the imprint of ignorance that has the power to give rise to appearance of ignorant existence, and the appearance of ignorant existence are the cognitive obscurations.
Okay, so let's put it like this. This is very important. These are so important. And okay, there are nuances also there. We have to know all these aspects. So first, let's say that apple seed, which is active and which is burned. Apple seed which is active and which is burned. One is active, one is burned. The burned one, you put in the soil, nothing will grow. Whereas the active seed means it can be active to give rise to the apple trees. Right? Okay. So therefore, I said solid garlic-like, and the smell of the solid garlic-like after removing the solid garlic. Smell of solid garlic, we can't expect that from this we can make some solid garlic. No. You're getting it? So the smell of solid garlic, which means the seed which does not germinate into afflictions anymore. So these are known as the inactive seeds.
Because it's inactive from the point of view of giving rise to affliction, but it still gives rise to appearance of ignorant existence.
So this is what I'm saying. It doesn't give rise to the afflictions. So therefore it doesn't fall under the afflictive obscurations. It is still obscuration. So therefore invariably falls under other category, cognitive obscurations, right? Okay, so in other words, the active seeds of the afflictions and the contaminant karmas, active seeds, meaning the seed which has the capacity, imprints which have the capacity to give rise to contaminant karmas and the afflictions, they fall under the afflictive obscurations. You're getting it? And the seeds, there's second class of seed or imprints, or oftentimes we call it latencies. That would be a very good word. Latencies, which do not have the capacity to give rise to the afflictions and the contaminant karmas. These are known as cognitive obscurations. It's like the subtle smell of the garlic with all the solid garlic removed. So, let me say this again. The subtle latencies, subtle has a connotation which do not have the capacity to give rise to afflictions and the contaminant karmas. So these are referred to as cognitive obscurations. What is cognitive obscuration? Obscurations to stop us from achieving Buddhahood. You getting it? Okay. Now the next question is, okay, how many could follow me thus far up to this point? Meaning that we have the mental defilements there too, which stop to see the true nature of mind, which is the Buddha, which is the Mahamoudra. So what stops us from seeing that? These are the mental defilements. And how many kinds are there? One, the gross and the subtle one. Like the example is the gross solid garlic and the subtle smell of the solid garlic after remove the solid garlic too. And this gross solid garlic is the metaphor for the afflictive obscurations. And presence of this stops us from attaining nirvana, freedom from samsara. The subtle one referred to as the smell of the garlic, like the mental defilements. They refer to as the cognitive obscurations. Cognitive obscurations. What does it do? It stops us from attaining Buddhahood. As simple as that. Okay, how many of you could follow me up to this point? Very good. Next question. What example do you have for the cognitive obscurations? Give me. What examples do you have for the cognitive obscurations? Yes, Laura?
Subtle self-cherishing or subtle self-centered attitude.
Okay, subtle self-centered attitude. I'm not going to say yes, no, whatever, but let us listen to what it does have to say. Subtle self-centered attitude. Thomas? Self-centered attitude. Anyone else?
Vigilance, ill will.
Okay, ill will falls under where? Affliction. And afflictions fall under where? Under which? Afflictive obscurations. So ill will fall under the afflictive obscurations and not under cognitive obscurations. Anyone else?
An arat who's got the seed, the imprint left from before he realized emptiness. So
Imprint of compassion?
no,
Then-
negative affliction.
Okay, so you should be very precise. Don't just say imprint. Imprint of? Afflictions. And the subtle imprints of the afflictions. Very good. Okay, the Munich?
Les illusions.
Illusions.
Oh, illusion. That's interesting. Okay, where does the illusion fall? Affective.
Non, cognitif.
Cognitive.
Le fait de se tromper sur la réalité.
Which illusion the Munich is talking about? Magical illusion?
Par exemple, un concept.
For instance, a concept.
The concepts. Concept of Buddhahood. Concept of bodhicitta. Concept of bodhicitta is to be abandoned. Concept of emptiness. So we should be very precise. What concept?
Par concept, c'est une généralisation mentale faite de préjugés, par exemple, non expérimentés.
So illusion, do you mean the illusory mind, or the mind which is the ignorant, which is in the form of illusion in the form of the mind which is illusory. Illusion also, there's ambiguity there. The mind which is illusion itself, the mind which is deceptive mind. Is that what he's saying?
En reprenant, qui se trompe lui-même, ou en reprenant des images, des idées sociales, générales, non expérimentées par lui-même.
So that type of mind who has mental images, generalizations, and so on, which doesn't cope with itself.
Okay, that's interesting. So, let's say the mind which is distracted, which we just conceives of various things which may not be real. The conceptualizations happen. Oh, that's interesting. This mind falls where? Yes, we do have this. We have daydreaming, right? Distraction. Distraction falls in which of the two groups? Afflictive. Okay.
C'est peut-être les karmas qu'on a purifiés, les traits qui sont purifiés, mais qui restent un peu comme des après avoir été purifiés.
So, for instance, the karmic seeds that we have purified, that remain.
Okay, the karma which is already purified, but the seeds are left. So, like the burned seeds, inactive seeds. Okay, that's interesting. These are kind of obscurations. I agree with you. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Aude.
Le fait de voir les apparences comme l'existence de l'enfant, on voit quand même les apparences.
So the fact that there are some mistaken appearances, even if we don't believe.
Okay, mistaken appearances are there, even though you may not believe. But the mistaken appearance, for example, if you put blue glasses on, you look at the white wall, you will see it as blue. You know that it's not blue, but it continues to appear as blue. So there's mistaken appearances there. That is cognitive obscurations. Good. Anyone else? Okay, whatever answer that you have given, Oath, you said the mistaken appearances. Then the Isabel, you said the inactive seeds. Your karma is already purified, but the seeds are left, which are known as inactive seeds. So, inactive seeds. And then the appearance, same appearance to true existence. Anyone else who says something?
Self-cherishing attitude.
Self-cherishing attitude. Okay. To you, self-centered attitude. Okay. You should be able to explain to me and others in what way what you have identified as cognitive obscuration stops you from becoming Buddha. How can you explain this? Yes.
It prevents oneself to cognize the two truths simultaneously.
How?
Because you cannot apprehend the appearance of true existence together with the absence of true existence.
So the
At the same time.
Yeah. So there's this, the appearance to existence. So what will stop? It'll stop you not see the ultimate truth or conventional truth.
The ultimate truth.
Of course, you see the say. Do you know that? So what the Feng Shui? What Feng Shui is saying is that when if the appearance to existence, then it'll stop you from seeing the ultimate truth. You want to say?
Simultaneously.
How? This question.
If you see a conventional truth before you're Buddha, you cannot at the same time.
No, this is what you learned. My question is, how does it stop from this?
How does it stop?
How does the appearance of true existence stop you from seeing the true truth simultaneously directly?
Because they are contradictory. You cannot have both in the same time.
Then you don't have to talk about the appearance. It's totally irrelevant.
I don't understand.
In which case, you don't have to say that even the say the self-grasping ignorance stops you from this seeing the truth directly, simultaneously.
Okay, what is the specificity of?
Yes, how does it stop you from the seeing all phenomena directly? Or in other words, how is it a cognitive obscuration?
Because you, when you become an arhat and you have already liberated yourself from samsara, therefore you're seeing the true nature of reality, you still have that sort of subtle attitude of only doing that for yourself. You haven't expanded your mind to flow towards all beings, and that comes from that subtle self-cherishing attitude.
Okay. But the question is, okay, do we have this subtle self-attitude?
We have both the gross and
Yes, arhats they have?
yes, they have the subtle.
Subtle one, not the gross one. The arhats, are you arhat? No. Arhats, do they know you?
Probably.
Of course. Right? If they know you, then the arhat, it does not stop you from seeing you. Why should it stop the arhats from seeing all others?
They see all others, but they don't have the desire.
So does it, okay,
They're so happy in their
that's fine. That's fine. The question is, does it stop the arhats from seeing all phenomena together?
No, it doesn't stop them from seeing it.
Oh, perfect. Which means the arhat has omniscience.
No,
Why not?
it's not that they don't see all beings. It's that they don't feel.
No, that's, I understand it. They don't feel, I agree with you. You don't explain this to me. My question is, do they see all phenomena?
No,
No. Why not?
because they're not a Buddha yet.
So, in other words, you are saying this subtle self-centered attitude blocks the person from seeing all phenomena. Is that what you're saying?
Not just that, but there are other factors.
Like what?
It's like the development of bodhicitta.
Oh, that is because they have not developed that, they still have the self-centered attitude, right?
No. Well, yeah. Yes, yeah.
What? Yes, you said many things.
They don't have bodhicitta yet. They still have the subtle.
Yes, so which means that they cannot see all phenomena. Why? What blocks them from seeing?
They don't have enough merit that comes from bodhicitta, the energy that allows you to actually break through into Buddhahood.
So, what is that thing? Do they have something which blocks them?
They have the subtle self-cherishing
Or self-cherishing blocks them from seeing all phenomena?
and the cognitive.
What is that kind of obscuration?
Subtle self-cherishing.
So don't say self-centered attitude and cognitive, because that is the cognitive, right?
Yeah.
Cognitive obscuration.
And bodhicitta. Bodhi.
Bodhicitta is not a cognitive obscuration.
No, but that blocks.
Bodhicitta is so good.
But that blocks them from achieving.
Oh, bodhicitta blocks you.
No, the lack of it.
Yes, lack of it. That is self-centered attitude.
No, that's not.
It's not self-centered. Okay, oath. What is your what is your explanation? What makes you feel that the appearance of true existence, mistaken appearance, stops you from seeing all phenomena? Okay. Okay, what do you think of this? And then yes, Ajike-san?
I'm not sure how much of it is something to do with subject and object.
Duality. Okay, how do you explain it? Okay, so that is the Thomas is expert. Subject object duality. Duality, non-duality. Yes. Okay, Ben.
Because you see the object as appears as intrinsically here, and your mind is trapped on the object, and it doesn't flow to all phenomena simultaneously.
Okay. So when I see Ben, then I'm trapped to Ben. So I don't see other people.
If it's in your field of view, then yes. But
So it doesn't block. It doesn't block other people.
In your field of view.
Okay, tea break.
Yatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyatha